375 Alive, talking things they love, talking of the toys from the stars above. Join Dave of the Dead and Ryan Speaks Geek as they keep 375 alive.
I'm never gonna get sick of that. I don't know why. I've always wanted a theme song for my life, but you know, here it is for our show.
It's been nice having a weekly dose of that theme.
It
has. Yeah, we had it, and then we had a little bit of time off together. But yeah, we're back. We're back, baby.
We are back, and in that sense, welcome to 375 Alive. I don't know why I almost did the Toy Polloi voice. Welcome to Toy Polloi, and I'm not that voice, by the way, because a couple of people have asked me if I'm the person who does that, and I'm not. I just do a very good impression of it. But yes, welcome to 375 Alive. I am Ryan Speaks Geek, and with me, as always, is
Dave of the Dead.
Dave of the Dead.
Oh, hello. And it's never a bad thing to give Toy Polloi a bit of a shout out, is it? Like,
never. I freaking love Toy Polloi. It's one of my absolute favorite channels. Guy does some amazing stuff. So I would like to say that I am the guy who says, "Welcome to Toy Polloi," but I'm not. Oh, look at that! I mean, yeah. This is what emojis were built for, just to add guitar. Down.
Evening Dean, evening gents. Hi, Joby One.
I like that. Yes, I should. I actually thought about maybe having it as like my ringtone for a little while, but then I realized no one calls anymore. So there's always room for air guitar at home. Dude, how are you? We've had a bank holiday weekend, which means a 3-day weekend in the UK.
Yeah.
Which was nice for May the 4th this year.
Mate, yeah. I mean, it's only been a week since we were last on here for Maul, but so much. I know it hasn't been a week. We did an impromptu live stream on Friday, didn't we? But yeah. Toy reveals. We've had May the 4th. Yeah, it's been good, hasn't it?
How was your May the 4th experience this year? Because you did something a bit different this year for May the 4th.
Well, I was up at the football.
Yeah. Which is normally known as the anti-Star Wars fan thing to do, is to watch football.
And every now and then I check my phone and see more and more Star Wars reveals or chat, and it's great. Yeah. But yeah, I had a tour video go up on May the 4th, which was nice. So I spent most of the bank holiday weekend up in this room, tidying it up. Yeah.
Well, you know what's rock and roll about that is that my mum saw your video tour, room tour.
Oh, your mum's a legend.
This is true.
Your mum's the reason that you have what you have behind you, really. Like,
oh, 100%. I like to think of this as both of like my mum's and my collection. I don't have it to hand. I was going to show off my I think it's in the box to go on a shelf. So my mum made me a tauntaun out of a it was when McDonald's were doing like Beanie Babies or something like that, and there was a little soft toy camel. She cut the front legs off and sewed them onto the ears, so it just had 2 back legs, and so she made me a desert tauntaun.
Love that.
It's still in my collection. Like I said, it's just I think I'll put it up. Oh, it's way up in the gods over there, so no, I can't get it. But another episode we'll do a thing about customs on shelf. But yeah, my mum and I built this collection together. So when I was just a wee lad, and when because I'm a 90s Star Wars fan, so I got into the Star Wars when they sort of got re-released on video, and the special editions came out in the cinema. So I'm one of those people that a lot of people go like to, but
well, while we're doing mum shout outs, like, you know, I was an 80s kid, and my experience was going around boot sales and the local market with my mum, collecting all the figures second hand. I was sort of that, just the younger brother, I guess, of the original Star Wars generation, like, yeah, or the younger cousin, if you like. Yeah, still remember the original Kenner days, and like my adolescence was literally that 10-year dark period between bigger lines. It's amazing. It's amazing I've actually accrued what I have. But
so you heard it here first. 375 Live, sponsored by Mums.
Yeah, pretty much.
We should. I sense the 375 Live Mother's Day special coming. personally.
Yeah. It doesn't work out that well for mothers in Star Wars, though, does it?
No, they don't have a good track record of being alive. So yeah, maybe not actually.
Right. Do you know what doesn't have mothers? It's the season finale of Maul Shadow Lord.
Yeah, it is. And just, I mean, straight off the bat, first review of the comments, off the scale good,
It
which is
really is.
you're trying to rate it. But yeah, so in a rare turn of events, I haven't made notes, but Dave has made copious amounts of notes. So
I say notes. I've kind of just narrated 2 episodes worth of Maul Shadow Lord, but just to sort of keep me on track with where we are in the story. But I'm happy to go down all sorts of rabbit holes in the chat. If you want to just jump in at any point and share your favorite moments, then let's do it.
let's say you take the lead, good sir. I will be your co-pilot on this
All right,
journey of
okay.
discovery on the finale.
Well, let's just pick it up then. Start of chapter 9, Strange Allies. Dryden Voss has been contacted by Varia.
Yeah.
He has a proposal to Maul to provide escape. He wants Maul to take out the leader of Crimson Dawn, paving the way for Dryden Voss, which is an interesting way to get Crimson Dawn into this series for season 2. It almost felt like a Marvel post-credit scene, like the whole Dryden arc, like because he's not really been in the series up till now, but just shoehorning him in at this point. Yeah, what thoughts on Dryden returning?
I'm very happy. So as part of my May the 4th, I did I did what I called the Lando pairing this this May the 4th. So I did Solo and Empire Strikes Back. Classic, classic pairing of Star Wars films to watch May the 4th. And I actually forgot how much I like Dryden Voss character. I mean, One Solo is a freaking awesome movie. I don't care what anyone says. I loved it. And I think if they hadn't released it at May, just after Last Jedi, if Solo come out at Christmas, if they kept to Star Wars being a Christmas thing, it would have done a lot better. And I will die on that hill. But Dryden Voss was great.
Yeah, it wasn't just that it was a May release. It came out between 2 big Marvel movies. It came out between Captain Marvel and, was it Endgame? Like
one of them, I think.
Yeah, like there were 2 massive Captain Marvel and the big sort of coming together of all those Avengers movies. So yeah, the timing of it was bad. But anyway, it's a good enough Star Wars movie. You're quite right, Joey. One. Oh wow, never like that. Go from nerdy into
Oh, Dino, buddy, don't let me down.
That is quite a take, Dean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wow, we're almost stunned by that. Yes, and absolutely it is. It's not your traditional Star Wars movie, but it's not meant to be. It's a crime caper in Star Wars, effectively. That's what I think of Solo as. It's got aliens, it's got droids, which we all know are things that I love and look for, in a microscopic scale in things. And I know the interesting about the point I was originally going to make about Dryden Voss, like, it's exciting that he's come back in a lot of ways, because the character itself, being in its design and being Paul Bettany, was a last minute thing when Lord and Miller got the sack, and thingy came in, Ron Howard came in, because when they went to reshoot those scenes, the original actor who was going to be was in like lion type prosthetics, like the guard himself, like the lion type creature.
Oh, really?
The guard, he's like number 1 henchman. That was the design of Dryden Voss, I believe. So they had to recast, reshoot, and they did a different design. And I think that's very interesting, like that they sort of, he's become almost like, now it's part, he's not just in one story anymore. Now he's in Maul Shadow Lord, and I think obviously going to be a big part of season 2. And yeah, Joe, I don't disagree with this. I was going to say it's a shame that Paul Bettany couldn't come back to voice, but also I don't think the person who voiced Dryden Voss did a very good match.
Yeah, I don't think you're being hypercritical, Jez. There, like, I don't know if it's a British thing or something, but like I've always found, yes, Therm Scissor Punch. There's an awesome. I can't. I always forget who does the custom figures. But there's an awesome custom Therm Scissor Punch doing the rounds at the minute. But like when I don't know if it's just American voice actors in general when they try and do like the British accent or try and mimic, a certain accent. Like I always feel they're just a bit off with certain phrasing, and I include who's the guy that does Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Clone Wars? He's really, really talented voice actor, but I just think there's just certain words that it's like that's not how that character would talk. And yeah, I found it with Dryden Voss as well. There was like a couple of bits of phrasing that just didn't quite fit. But I mean, they're minor gripes.
James Arnold Taylor. I had to use my little mini Google machine to look it up. I'm terrible, which I should know because like being very much like in the being an ex voice actor myself and being very much looking at following people, I should definitely have known that, and I feel bad for not. But that is a common problem in the industry. It's when it's it's similar to the other way around when a lot of Brits do American accents. There's particular like phrasings and stuff. But it's like how you say R's and things like that, are very always difficult. But yeah, that was the only slight gripe I had with the Dryden Voss bit, because actually I like the fact he's come in. I like the fact it's going to link to Crimson Dawn, and I like the fact it wasn't just a cameo. Like it's an actual plot point. Because I thought when Vario said about it, I didn't think we'd see him. I thought we were just going to get like, the offer, and then they have to make their way to see him. I didn't realize that then it was going to start off the episode being like, nope, here he is. Here's Dryden.
Maybe they want to see what kind of reaction he had in just his brief sort of appearance before deciding how big a role he has in season 2. I don't know. I mean, they kind of introduced the Bad Batch in a similar way with the Clone Wars, didn't they?
I think combination of that and also the fact that Solo is actually talked about quite positively now on the whole. I think that's a big player in it because, a lot of people are talking more about it, like Solo in a positive way. So I don't think, it's out of the realms that they're going to start bringing some of those characters back. And this is the ideal timeline to do that in.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. If it needs to be animation, then so be it. I'd rather it was on the big screen, but animation is killing it right now. So
could mean a return of Beckett.
Maybe
he's done works for Dryden Voss.
Oh yeah, he has worked for Dryden. Yeah. You probably could get his crew in at some point.
Just even briefly.
I don't want it going down the road of the Clone Wars where every week you've got like 12 different stories and you're sort of following.
No.
Like I like that we've got a more like a smaller sort of world to sort of live in right now. It's all on one planet essentially.
By the way, I thought I'd just let you know that my drink is sponsored today by Robinson's, and it is the Mangolorian. It's the special edition Mangolorian squash. It's actually glittery. So
is that actually what it's called?
Mangolorian fruit blast, and the other one's called Beskar Berry, nice. Which is like metallic grey, which is great, both enjoyable and alarming. So if you're looking for your Star Wars glitter shitter, this is
it's not like Goldschlager when they put like bits of gold in like the gold.
Oh no, it's way cheaper than that. It's just some probably plastic, but it's nice. I've not had the Mandalorian Burger King yet. I do like the cups though, I have to say.
Oh, the color changing cups.
Yeah.
Right. But, okay.
Oh, that's why.
Fair enough.
He's just a simple man trying to make his way in the galaxy.
Okay. Crime City. Yeah, it's a good point, everyone, because like the season really did start off in the crime world, didn't it? Like you've got sort of 2 crime bosses on this planet already with Maul and the Pikes as well, and it did sort of seem like it was going to lead into that. And then the further the season went along, we get further and further away. Like Maul's plan seems to have just, I don't know, taken a back step because of Devon and the Empire, in fairness. But yeah, I would like to see. Like you, Joey. I'd like to see them go more criminal underworld sort of route with it, and he can take Devon along for the ride.
Yeah, he can. Like, very sinister underworld, Crimson Dawn, the Pike Syndicate. It's going to be pretty freaking. It's going to be a pretty dark story going forward, I think, in the crime world.
Well, yeah, it's already pretty dark as it is. We have I want to say our heroes. It's weird saying our heroes, but it is, isn't it? We've got our Jedi, the Lawson family, Two Boots declaring himself a fugitive from the law as well. I quite like that.
Enjoyable, yeah.
Yeah. And then Maul, who reaches out to Devon through the Force, which is kind of cool. Like, so she sort of has these sort of Force dreams. I'm describing that terribly, but yeah. And then he offers he offers to provide a way off planet for them all, because the Dryden's offers them. So he's after Devon, but if the others come along for the ride to aid him in his overall quest, then he'll quite happily have them along. So he's kind of he's a hero of his own story, I guess. A minute.
Yeah, I think so. Like, you got that anti-hero thing going on. None of the characters are good in some ways, and none of them are particularly bad in others. But so just in the interest of flow and time, we saw the Dryden Voss. What was the next step from there after the deal?
Well, this is it. So Maul has basically rendezvoused with Devon and the good guys, and they start to make their way through the sort of undergroundy bit. They have to take out some stormtroopers and the ATAC along the way. That's pretty cool. So Two Boots, Spybot jams the communications with all the stormtroopers. Then Maul appears, rips through them all, rips through the ATAC.
That was
which
badass.
is an all-terrain armored cannon.
Okay.
Yeah. So not transport, not scout, something or other. But yeah, the cannon. Yeah. So he takes them all out with ease. And then as they're making their way to the sort of underground, Larson suspects they're going to be double crossed by Maul. Rook asks Maul about Daki, and Maul's like, well, we need him for now. Like, he's quite happily going to sacrifice him later on. And then all the while, the Inquisitors are in pursuit. But you get a lot of time with our heroes, essentially. Like, and I think that's paid off. All the episodes leading up to this, we've had a lot of dialogue and a lot of team ups with various members of our good guy crew, including Maul in that. So they've all had dealings with each other now. So you sort of see the way they work together, and that sort of comes into play when they eventually have to face off the Inquisitors one more time as a big group.
Yeah, is that where we're at now with the big face-off?
Yeah, let's get the big face-off. The sort of underground bit. It was kind of almost like kind of played out a bit Rogue One like, where the heroes are just getting off one by one. Obviously the non-speaking heroes one by one.
Yeah, like just well, that's why he hates the Empire, because he could never be a stormtrooper because he hits his target. That's probably why. But yeah, that underground sequence, like that final stand over the acid pit type thing, I think is just like the industrial waste pits, just phenomenal, and just like wasn't expecting that many characters to get bumped off in one go. And I think one of the things that I found most interesting, Maul had the biggest emotional reaction to Spybot.
Oh, yeah.
Out of all of the characters that died, I really feel like for some reason Spybot was the one that upset him most.
Well,
it made him stop and look.
The droid has a real affection for Maul, and no time for others. But like he seems to be treated as a pet almost. I don't know if it was made out of parts of his old spider legs or whatever, but yeah, it was sad to see him go, I guess. And he did get taken out, and yeah, in quite brutal fashion. Poor little guy.
Yeah,
Over the bog
like
of eternal stench.
yeah, the bottom stage. Yeah, R.I.P. Spy. You will be missed. I kind of would have quite liked Spybot to have made it to the second season, because I just love the character so much. But I guess that's
Well,
the thing of
they
good
brought
writing,
back
isn't it?
IG-11, didn't they, in Mando somehow? And you know they do
Somehow
bring
he
characters
returned.
back somehow. So yeah.
But yeah, like,
Right.
but yeah, he dead. There's no spare parts being taken. He's gone. If it'll be another spy bot, it won't have the same level of sass because that sass was not
No.
programmed. That was developed. We also lost a couple of the Mandos at this point.
Yeah.
And also Isaac.
Icarus,
Icarus. Why do I
the
keep
Night
keep
Brother.
saying Isaac? Yeah, the Night Brother. In
Yeah,
again, like proper last stand, freaking awesome. Like
yeah. I mean, they take troopers with them, don't they? When they're going down, like they
mm,
fight to the end. But yeah, and you can see with each sort of death in our little party, it's affecting certain characters in certain ways. And it was interesting. Like Maul was the last one to cross over, wasn't he? Like they went off in pairs at first, and then yeah, and then was it Devon, and then Daki, and then Maul. Yeah, so
because
he really
Rook
was sort of
and
making
one
sure they all got
unnamed
across.
one.
Sorry.
It was Rook and one unnamed Mandalorian, which
Yes.
I won't lie. When I saw that one unnamed Mandalorian made it across, my instant thought, I went full like Star Trek red shirt. I was like, they need one other person to just randomly kill off. So that's why one
Oh,
Mandalorian has made it across.
yeah.
Obviously, when we get to that, we'll talk about that a bit. But yeah, so the other Mandos died. Icarus's death was like I think by far like the most badass.
Mhm.
Like he got shot several times, kept going, and then ended up taking down like two or three, like with him into the pit of the bog of stench, and just like oh,
Well,
like yeah,
they're warriors, aren't they? The Mandalorians and the Night Brothers, they are
Hmm.
warriors, and they've gone out like warriors. And that's how you should handle those sort of characters, I think.
yeah,
Bring them
absolutely.
in.
And
Couldn't
do you know
believe they
what?
did
But
it
like
again.
they did it in Rogue One. In Rogue One, they famously wrote an alternative ending because they didn't think Disney would go for the ending of everyone dies, and Disney were like, "No, go for it." So,
Well,
um,
we went through a fair few reshoots, didn't it, Rogue One?
yeah, but as in like, but
But
the
it was
the
still,
death
yeah,
that's the bit I'm talking about. Like the deaths of the main characters.
yeah.
They originally wrote an ending because they were absolutely convinced that Disney were not going to be like, yeah, kill off all the main heroes of the story, and then but that was one of the only things I think they didn't have any notes on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we were just saying. Like, yeah, absolutely, like interesting. And you're right, we are seeing a lot of new depth to Maul because it's the anti-hero thing. You don't really think he's the bad guy in a lot of the time. He
Yeah.
is, but he's not.
What is it?
Um,
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. Sort of, it's
mm,
that mantra at the minute, isn't it? Like the Empire is still the big bad in this era of Star Wars, and they are at the well, kind of at the height. They are the ones in charge. Vader is very much completely consumed at this point. There's no thought of a redemption arc for Vader at this point in time. And it was interesting, his when he does make his appearance. Sorry, I've jumped straight to Vader now. But we do get Vader at this point. No dialogue, just straight up with the heavy breathing and one-handed dueling. What did you think of
interesting,
Vader?
freaking amazing. I thought it was really cool the way that the Inquisitors said, like, let him know that they're coming to you. Like, they stop chasing more for a bit when he jumps over and they disappear off. The Inquisitors say, like, let him, like, make him aware, like, let them know they're coming or something like that. But then when you get to the area and they do this is where we lose Ensign Ricky. I've nicknamed him, like the one nameless surviving Mando. But then in the most surprising bit, I think, of Vader's reveal, we lose Rook.
Yeah,
And
and you
I
get
can now put this
you,
comment up because
uh,
correct. I saw it earlier and I was like, we'll come to that. somehow returned.
You do hear the neck crunch, don't you? Like that they did in was it Motti? Anyway, like the sort of strangulation sort of thing. Yeah. I mean, obviously we don't see it on screen. It could have been the other Mando, but yeah, I think it's fair to say
she did. She is definitely 100% dead. I thought, like, what a way to kill off one of the only other characters that's had lines. Because the random Mando, or the Randalorian, should we call him?
The Randalorian, yeah.
Yeah, the Randalorian. He obviously was definitely going to die. So when she came back out of the woods, I thought, like, okay, like that's what we know. But you know, like, okay, that's definitely a thing. Like he's definitely gonna die. And then when she got dragged back, yeah, I mean that is it. Like, yeah, making him the boogeyman and making him scary. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that one. Like,
I don't know, maybe. I mean, it's off screen.
I only have one minute little thing that I think there might be one tiny reason, which I will go into later, why I think there is a small tiny chance she might be alive for a very specific reason. But I will get into that later.
Okay.
Or as Joby once said, she gone.
She gone. She gone.
So yeah, then the fight ensues. Like the fight starts with Vader, like you said.
There's just, it's kind of just action from this point on. Like the episode 10 or chapter 10 is just it's them being hunted by Vader and the Inquisitors, trying to get off the sort of jungle part of the planet now. Like we've got the jungle and we've got the ruins, like you've said in a previous week, kind of Yavin-esque, with the sort of ruins, the temple ruins, and which just gets used to good effect. We see a lot of force, like bringing down the walls on our enemies at some point. Yeah. Yeah, and I was as well, Obi-Wan. Edge of your seat stuff, without doubt.
I've got to say something as well, which is the bit that surprised me most about this episode. One bit in this fight sequence genuinely made me jump.
I know. I think I know what bit you're going to say.
When they're talking, and his fist just comes through the wall. Like, genuinely, I was like, "Fucking hell!" Like, you know, I was like,
that's kind of unlike anything we've seen in Star Wars as well, isn't it? Like that's the sort of thing you get in superhero movies and horror movies.
It was like an actual jump scare.
The walls. Yeah,
it was a legit jump scare.
Yeah, that was great.
I just can't get over it. A legit jump scare in Star Wars, which makes me happy because apparently they are developing some kind of Star Wars based horror series, which I am all for because we've had the books like Death Trooper, Red Harvest, like there's definitely scope for it. Galaxy of Terror, or Galaxy of Terror, Galaxy of Fear. I know they're kids' books like Goosebumps style ones, but still there is a lot of horror in Star Wars, and there's some freaking weird aliens and stuff in the expanded universe. So I'm all for something like that. But yeah, like so to see a jump scare in Star Wars. I'm not just a jump scare in Star Wars, a jump scare in animated Star Wars.
Well, this is it. You say like the horror element, or like Ahsoka tried and failed. I think the Ahsoka series when they bring the sort of night troopers back to life.
Yeah.
With like that's an element where they knew they were trying to pay homage to that. It just didn't work. But in animation, like something that you think should be a little easier going, they killed it.
Absolutely smashed it. Like it's and it's interesting really because the Death Troopers were cool, but they weren't scary. And then Vader is someone we know and it's established, and we know Vader. But this was always my point about Rogue One. When they did that last scene in Rogue One, because we'd had so much Star Wars by the time Rogue One had come out, and we'd had so many more. Like it was all about like the super fast lightsaber battles and everything like that. And so when you rewatch the original trilogy, people were saying like, he's not as scary as when you were a kid and things like that.
Yeah.
And I felt Rogue One made Vader terrifying again because of like his introduction to when he's on Krennic, when he's in his castle, And then the whole scene with the Rogue One where it's just the breathing and then the lightsaber ignites in the darkness, like just, and it was so slow and deliberate. And like you said, the one-handed lightsaber thing, like this, and not having him speak at all, brilliant choice.
Yeah. What would he have said at this point? He's not trying to turn any of them. You know, he wants to wipe them out. Like, he doesn't need to trash talk. We've seen Vader trash talk in other series and films, and it's a bit hit and miss. So yeah, the silence was perfect for sure. You say about Vader being menacing in Rogue One, like I think you kind of have to give Disney a bit of credit because they, before the acquisition, and I love these projects by the way, but like the likes of Robot Chicken and Family Guy, he was being parodied a lot, wasn't like the character. And then I think after the Disney acquisition, they pulled the plug on Detours, which should have been even more parody. Obviously, you got Lego sort of spin-offs, but yeah, I think they wanted to really make Vader, you know, the big villain again, like, you know,
Yeah,
the most recognizable character in the franchise, arguably.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like the Vader comic book series as well, I think did a lot for that. You know, the Marvel, the later Marvel Vader comic book run, awesome. I have read those, like the compilations of those. And like Vader should, it's nice because it's also like fans have wanted Maul versus Vader for such a long time, and it's such an iconic. It's like the two eras iconic Sith. Even though Maul was only in episode 1 a bit, he became iconic because he was synonymous with all the packaging and everything, as we've discussed previously. But like he's like, it's like two eras of Star Wars fighting almost.
Oh yeah, definitely, very much. Yeah, the old
It
and the
would be
new,
like Qui-Gon versus Luke almost, or something like that.
It's a very sort of what if scenario, isn't it? And a few years ago, I would never have entertained Maul and Vader going at it. Another thing about Vader, you know, his presence, but he's also tall, and Maul is quite short as a character, and he's with two other Jedi who are also physically, you know, vertically challenged, I guess. And yeah, so he really does just. I'm not the tallest guy myself. I don't know why I'm sort of laying into them, but yeah. So he really does just sort of tower over them, like again, like the Macquarie painting of him when he's sort of falling down like Starkiller. Yeah, it's sort of that. It gives that sort of vibe again. And in going, going down a tangent, but and I think the showrunners alluded to this as well. But like his intro through the fog, very Splinter of the Mind's Eye imagery, which is really cool to see in an existing Star Wars project, because again that was the first sort of expanded universe novel, wasn't it, effectively? So
the sequel, not sequel, effectively, wasn't it?
Yeah,
because that was, I think, if Empire Strikes Back didn't get made, that was going to be count as the canon sequel to A New Hope.
Yeah.
So I've not actually read it yet. It's on my list. It's so much on my list. I've got such a long list of Star Wars reading from the EU days, and it's such an awesome thing. But yeah, this I totally agree with. Power scaling amongst Force users, like it's cool because like Vader doesn't have to be doing all the backflips and crap because he's so powerful, and with his mastery of the Force and just the brutalness of his attacks, like every time he swings his lightsaber down, like you can definitely feel it.
It's powerful. It's aggressive. Oh, thanks, Dean.
Yeah. I think that's yeah. We got to do one. Really.
I hope so. Yeah. Again, if time allows, then we'll do as many of these as we can, because I say we will talk Star Wars between ourselves anyway. So we might as well just put a camera on.
All these conversations are is basically mine and Dave's normal conversations, except for every now and again one of your comments comes up on the screen. That is literally the only difference. Might as well be one of our car journeys, but yeah, we'll definitely do manage, and any other new series and things to go on. I've got a feeling this is going to be a thing for us.
Yeah, I hope so, man. Long may it continue. It shows how powerful Ahsoka really was. But then I guess by the end of the Clone Wars, she's no longer a Jedi, so she's possibly let go of some of those sort of Jedi restraints, which is something that we can talk about towards the
Yes.
second half of this chapter. But again, this series has leveled up. Each chapter, the boss has leveled up, and I'm glad glad it did culminate in Vader, which is great. And yes,
Yeah.
yes, what are you? The best line. You know, you genuinely see the fear in Maul's eyes. Like he knows he's not an Inquisitor, but he doesn't know who he is. And where the Empire is at this point, no one knows that the Empire is led by a Sith. No one knows who Vader is outside of like the very inner circle, like Tarkin and a few high-ranking Imperials, and then whoever Vader might go out on a on a mission with like this. But like,
Yeah.
it's not common knowledge, across the galaxy or even in the Empire. If you're enlisting for the Empire, you're joining the forces of good. You'd think you're not joining the Sith regime. So I like how
Peace
Maul
and
doesn't know who he is.
stability to this new empire. Um,
Yeah.
so, which you could it's very easy to change the words and suddenly be like, "Going to bring peace and stability to my new
Well,
empire." It's
yeah.
horribly, and thanks, Jez. We
Yeah.
will
Cheers,
definitely
guys.
do a Mando movie video, I promise. But yeah, so like the whole fight sequence is awesome. And it's interesting because they're very set on working together, the three Jedi at this point. Then the Inquisitors get involved, like they suddenly appear again. And so then you've got like that's actually whoa, I hadn't really thought about it like that. But that's
Oh yeah, man. It's the rematch from that one scene on Tatooine. And who'd have thought all those years later you'd be rooting for Maul? Like, the
I
guy
just
with the
I wonder. Can you just imagine just like the only line of dialogue in the whole film from like the whole series from Vader is just, "You almost hit me with your speeder." Like,
Oh, I thought no, I would have thought I'll try spinning.
yeah. That is a good trick, that to be fair, and I've heard on a very reliable source that is in fact pod racing. He would have definitely. Anakin, drop.
Oh, dude. Earlier screenings of Mando movie, very good. It's supposed to be like a long episode from season 1 too. Yeah, I hope so. It doesn't look, again, going off topic a bit, but it doesn't feel like the Mandalorian movie is sort of carrying on from series 3. It seems like a standalone story in its own right. And then, because it doesn't seem like we're getting any of the characters that we've seen in season 2 or 3, is it? We're not getting Peli, or if we are, then they've kept a few of these under wraps.
We shall see.
We shall see.
We shall see. So, yeah, the fight continues. It's lightsabers O'Houlihan. There are blades everywhere. I'm not
How
going to
many
try and
blades,
do
Ryan? How many blades did you spot in this?
right. I'm not going to do it again. We've already had my double and my double, my triple blade, triple
But we've
double
added
bladed
one
lightsaber.
more. We've added one more.
So now, this is just there's to paraphrase a wise Jedi. There's always another saber. I've just got to give up counting because at some point someone's going to be like, the Battle of Geonosis, and I'm going to be like, no, I'm not counting them all. I'm done. Like that's definitely not. But yeah, man, I just I couldn't. That whole fight was just freaking awesome. I just can't. I enjoyed it so much.
I mean, there was so many like segments going off. Like,
I kind of
I
saw it as
I
like
lost
one
count of the
big
amount
sequence.
of individual jewels.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, that's bold. Yeah, I think it's definitely up there. I think
In terms of animation, I'd say so.
Animation 100%. I am still quite partial to Anakin and Obi-Wan's final fight, and weirdly, I'm also very partial to Vader and Luke's final fight because it's clunky and aggressive and raw. and it's I know it's not got flippity.
No, but that one's that held up. The duel on the second Death Star between Vader and Luke, like that really does hold up, and that's one area where the prequels add even more weight to that final duel as well. If you're watching it as a kid in order 1 to 6, which I'm guessing probably none of us here did, like we probably would have watched the original trilogy first. We were probably all from that era. But yeah, if you're watching it as a kid, following this story, like seeing things repeat because Star Wars rhymes, yeah, you don't know which way Luke's going to go. But yeah, anyway.
Sounds like a good one. But so yeah, I think of the whole sequence as like one big lightsaber fight rather than like loads of individual ones. But
Yeah.
at some point, obviously, Devon is fighting Inquisitors, the Raven Inquisitor, and we are then left with Master Ducky and Maul against Vader.
Yeah.
That's when we see a bit of the old Maul.
But we knew it was coming. We knew like he was always going to do this, wasn't he? Like, and the whole way along, Master Ducky saying, we have to stick together on this. We can't defeat him unless we stick together. Maul, on the other hand, is like, you guys have to tap in to your fear, your hatred. Like, you're not going to defeat him by following your Jedi, just your limited Jedi way. And so it proved. The minute he saw an opportunity to leave Ducky on his own. Yeah.
And was there a little force push there as well?
Do you know what? There was, wasn't there? I only caught that on the second viewing, but it was, wasn't it?
A cheeky little
pushed him towards Vader. Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right.
A little bit kind of like so, a tad of a dick move, which I think will somehow come up to play when at some point when we eventually and inevitably get Devon versus Maul, the rematch.
Yeah.
I think that will come into play again, but like sad end for the Jedi Master. Inevitable, I think. In some ways, I was amazed he actually made it to the end of the series. I genuinely thought he was gonna get killed off, like, because he got injured a lot during this series, which is quite amazing. How often he got injured, and yet how well he fought against Vader. And I kind of thought, like, you probably could have fought better in the early.
Well, I think he defended against Vader. He didn't do. Yeah, he was very much on the defensive a lot of the time, and not normally on his own. In that case, there was normally two of them against Vader at any one point. But
yeah. So sad times there.
His death is then witnessed by Devon. She sees the lightsaber blade retract. He's winching, man. I think a lot of people are staying dead in this, aren't they?
Yeah. So we've talked a lot about the blade wielders and the Force users, but there is obviously a whole other group of characters that are coming along. That's right. Apparently, it's fun to watch us on 2x speed. So every now and again, I chuck in a very super quick what I'm talking about. You're going to do it on 2x speed. Now hear that on 2x speed. I dare you. But yeah, so the non-Force users. Right. First out the bat, like, I really thought Two Boots was going to buy it.
Yeah. There was a moment, wasn't there? Because he grabs the E-web and takes down the shuttle.
It was clever because it sort of implied that it was going to be a last stand moment, and I fully thought the second shuttle was going to.
Again, like, was it going to follow the way of Rogue One and have them go out one by one? But yeah, Two Boots, he's not done yet.
Only a little bit,
mate. Yeah, no.
We don't talk about the dark times.
Yes.
That one episode was like the sequel trilogy of this series. Well, because it was just about watchable, but it didn't make a lot of sense. So,
yeah.
there you go. Oh, there you But yeah, so Two Boots definitely looked like he was getting set up for a sacrifice, but they were saved by Dryden Voss. Vario gets used as live bait.
He does, and in a way, he kind of redeems himself a bit as well, because he's always just been in it for himself, and sticking with the team for his own survival more than anything else. But he does sort of, yeah, it's quite an unselfish thing to do, isn't it? To go out there and run the gauntlet so that the Empire's distracted and they can go and cap the E-web. And obviously the little guy, when we see him in episode 1, he's got the big mech suit, so that's his power, or that's how he possesses his power. He needs that big robot suit. So yeah,
I'm big. I am big. I am big.
yeah.
But yeah, I love Knots Tyrell. Like, he's such a good character. Like, his whole thing has just been fun. He's been funny. He's been sort of tragic in some ways. I'm glad he survived. That we're going to get more of him. I hope he gets another mech suit.
He might do. Yeah.
Crimson Dawn style, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he survives. And then obviously Riley sort of showing his dad that he can take care of himself a little bit, which is quite nice. Some nice little moments there. Showing like Lawson that he's not going to leave him, whatever. And then we get the unexpected potential sacrifice of Lawson slowly walking into the blaster fire, into the cloud.
He'd been shot a few times before he walked off into the.
Yeah, right. But hear me out. So this comes back to an earlier. Remember, I said ages ago about the Rook thing.
20 minutes.
Like 20. Yeah, I mean, in YouTube live watching time, that's forever ago. Unless you're Royston and watching it on 2 times speed, then that was like 3 minutes ago. But right, the only slither of, and I do, to be clear to everyone, I think Rook is dead. But the only tiny minute reason why she wouldn't be is that Lawson and Rook will turn up as as hostages of the Empire to lure them out of hiding.
Maybe.
Yeah. I do think it's an actual sacrifice. I do think Lawson and Rook are dead. I think Lawson has a slightly higher chance of not being dead, but being used as a bargaining chip for the, like I said, to lure them out for the future season. And I mean, that's true, and that's another good reason why he should be alive, because he could be the one to turn the whole apprentice against master.
That's an interesting take. Yeah,
that is true. He is the only one that saw, so that makes sense. So
I can't see Rook being used as bait. No. More. I think from a Sithy sort of point of view, kind of like the rule of 2, it's survival of the fittest, basically, isn't it? Like there's no one that Maul would have gone back for apart from Devon, because it serves his own interest.
Yeah, I do agree. I kind of want.
Yeah.
Like I said, it worked for when they kept the Randalorian, that one random guy, to kill him off. It made total sense. He's the Star Trek red shirt in the situation. The Rook death should have been on screen and maybe a little bit better than just getting dragged back into the mist. I think personally.
Do you think there's still stuff that they can't show on a Disney Plus cartoon then? Because I know, again, we've seen a lot of killing, but it's been generally helmeted bad guys, and even Riley has his blaster set with a child lock on, doesn't he? Like he can't, his isn't set to kill.
No, but
they could have shown Vader actually force choking Rook out on screen, but maybe I say a Disney thing. It might be a Lucasfilm thing, or I don't know. But maybe the series is already dark enough to not need to show it. I don't know.
I think it would have been a cool intro if, when the mist cleared a bit, with Vader being there, and Rook was on her knees in front of Vader, facing them, and then just the lightsaber gets ignited through her.
Oh, like Shaq,
I know that sounds like the Shaq T Grievous death there, wasn't there, but with no words. I just think that would have been pretty, because it wouldn't have been blood.
No.
But even if there wasn't a fight, I kind of feel like there would have been some kind of shock value to that if like the dust settled and it first revealed his Rook on like on the knee, sort of like looking up at them, and then suddenly when the more of the fog clears, Vader's just behind and the lightsaber just ignites through Rook. I feel like that would have been a better kind of like, I think that would have looked really cool. And not to sound like I'm a mass murderer, but
yeah. They would have had conversations about it. Like the writers' room would have definitely had conversations whether you show it on screen or not. And by not showing it on screen, it will send the fandom into, you know, overdrive with the speculation, which is what we do, which is good. And that is good for the franchise as well. Good for storytelling. Like when you're not quite sure, leave things slightly ambiguous. You know, maybe he is Snoke. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So obviously, and then the last shot, if we come, because we're basically at the end now, the survivors are on Dryden's ship. We are they make it through the blockade.
Well, just a minute for Devon after she's seen Master Darky die, he like lets out that like scream. She's like, no, like, and then Maul is actually having to hold her back from fighting Vader. She's like, actually wants to I want to kill them. She says that, and like her voice changes. You notice the voice changing, like, yeah, real dark. And then they say when they're on the ship, her eye is bloodshot, like there's sort of slight thickness in her eyes. Bit like when Ezra gets his the Sith holocron at the end of season 2 or 3, and yeah, you sort of see that red sort of mist slightly. Yeah,
the dark side is a path leading to some powers considered unnatural. Good. Oh, look at the little Twi'lek. She's sad. Let's make her a Sith. Yes. Sorry, any opportunity to do the Emperor voice. But yeah, like that was a really powerful moment. And then, like you said, like she gives into anger. The thing that Lizard Master died. See, Lizard Master. So when she, Lizard Master was the only thing keeping her back on that sort of hate side and not giving into anger. Like effectively, it's like losing the little voice in your head. Is what I would imagine.
Oh yeah.
It's your Jiminy Cricket, your conscience, your bit keeping you on the straight and narrow. You lose that, and then all you've got left is the hate and the anger, and the absolutes.
Yeah, no, totally. I do think she'll still give Maul a run for his money, though. Like I don't. She's not kind of submitted the way that Anakin did in Revenge of the Sith. It was kind of like the kind of wish the third act of Revenge of the Sith, or sorry, the Order 66 part of Revenge of the Sith had been sort of handled in this sort of way when it comes to turning your apprentice, like slow and steady, and then like I don't know, yeah, it was they handled it brilliantly, and yeah, at the end she just says, I'm ready, like she's ready to go with Maul, like
I'm all in.
Yeah.
But to be clear, I won't be wearing a bikini or having red tattoos like that very oddly inappropriate one from the comics. So don't get your hopes up, fans, because that would be creepy, because basically she's a child. Just throwing that out there.
They're not,
because I've already seen a few weird comments online about that, and it makes me feel uncomfortable. But she definitely goes in the Sith route. The tats, on the what are the head tails called?
Leku,
thank you. My instinct when you said Leku was to go bless you. The Leku, I can see some like black markings, like maybe like war paint on the Leku, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, it could be like a ritual. Well, it is a ritual thing for the Night Sisters and the Night Brothers even to have those markings. So they could go down that route of at some point, but only if it serves a story. I don't, she looks just as badass as she is at the minute, as long as she, delivers those lines the way that she does, the intensity in her eyes, like they capture that. She doesn't need to have red skin and black tattoos or whatever it is. But who knows? If it serves the story, I'm all for it. If it's just to sexualize a character, then whatever. I don't. Yeah, I'm not bothered.
Yeah, it's not for me, Jen. But yeah, so that concludes our run through of the episode. So I guess the first thing to ask is, did you enjoy the series?
Yeah, it was a bit good, wasn't it? It was really good.
Good, wasn't it?
I've enjoyed most of the animated shows that we've had. When from the 2D Clone Wars to the Filoni Clone Wars, everything seems to get better and better. The animation gets better. The storytelling is really strong when they get it right. And we've said this before in conversations outside of this, like when animation gets it right, it's top tier storytelling for me. Some of my favorite Star Wars moments are in animation.
Yeah,
so,
totally agree. I think it's also good because it gives them the scope to experiment with things that you couldn't do in live action.
Yeah, and keeping it 10 episodes as well. Like I say, as much as I
Yes.
like Clone Wars, there's some dud episodes, there's some slow episodes, and there's some that don't serve the story. You can, when you're doing a rewatch, you can definitely skip certain Jar Jar episodes or Droids episodes, for instance. But yeah, they get it right with Bad Batch. Even Rebels, once it finds its feet, Rebels is very strong as well. I don't want to see it outlast its welcome. Like hopefully they've got an overall story that then ties into more or less what we see him in Solo as the head of Crimson Dawn.
Yeah, I very much see this being like a 2, maybe 3 seasons tops, and always as short as 8 to 10 episodes. 8 to 10 episodes, I think, is sort of the prime spot for it. And I liked the release schedule for this one. I don't like it when things all drop at once. Might be controversial, but
No.
I don't want to have to feel like I have, especially as a Star Wars fan, we don't want things spoiled for you. It's hard enough with just like 2 episodes a week sometimes, and so 45 minutes a week, argument's sake, for 2 episodes. It's hard enough sometimes even to get that watched. Whereas if they drop like all like 10 episodes at once, and it's like I've got to find time to watch that all at once because someone's going to do it. Someone's going to stay up till midnight because they want to be the first person to go online. And the minute one person puts it online, it's everywhere online. I had that with. Do you remember when we were watching Book of Boba Fett and I got really annoyed because I didn't watch one of the Book of Boba Fett episodes on like the morning it came out because of work.
Yeah.
I had to wait till the afternoon, and all I did was open up my internet browser, and because of algorithms, just on the suggested news feed, the main character reveal for that week was straight on, and it was ruined for me straight away. I still really enjoyed the episode, but it was still just like annoying. So I wanted to have that.
It does take, it does taint it a little bit. And I say we were having a conversation about what to do as our thumbnail, weren't we, for this video? It's like, well, let's not use Vader. Vader is now out there. Like Disney have put it on their main socials as well now. But yeah, something, it's nice to have a little mystery. Probably should have started this chat off by saying we are talking spoilers, but if you're with us this far, you know that. But some things you don't want to spoil the minute something goes live. And I think I didn't see any spoilers during the day on May the 4th. I did watch these episodes at midnight because, like I say, I was traveling all day on the day, so I thought I'll stay up.
No idea they were coming out midnight. I was so confused when you messaged me and it was like, "Oh yeah, I watched them last night," and I was like, "How?" And I was watching them fairly early on, like Monday morning. Like I was like, "Yeah, I gotta get into this," and you're like, "Yeah," and you were like, "Oh yeah, completed it, mate. Don't worry about it."
in every country, it went live at midnight, which is kind of cool.
It was cool. But series wise, just phenomenal series. What was really nice as well for me is that it was actually built up. It was decent character writing. It built up suspense. It built up the ethos of the show, like the mythos of the show. I'm not a big fan of this new sort of TikTok writing style where something's got to be happening every 0.3 seconds to keep someone's attention, or things have to be re-explained 4 times because they write it because people are looking at their phones while they're watching. So this actually just felt like good, solid writing. It didn't rush it. there were just some nice establishing shots. There were still some of those big scene shots that we like in Star Wars, of just sort of showing you the world, the environment, the background characters, the life that is happening in, you know, around in the galaxy. And I think that's something that gets lost in a lot of live action stuff, let alone animation. So the fact that they kept that nice, slow progressive pacing throughout the whole series, I think was awesome achievement.
But like you said, progressive, and it was progressive thing, and it, when by the time you get to the fight scenes, especially in these last 2 episodes, that's the payoff. Like you've earned it. You haven't you've not just got a fight for the sake of it. Like, and you know, they can quite happily fill a series with just action if they want, but actually letting these characters breathe, letting you get to know them, really impressive stuff. And it's a story that no one was asking for. No one was really going, oh, when are we going to get a Maul series? And just like the Bad Batch, when are we going to get a Bad Batch series or a clone centered series, you know, that isn't the Clone Wars? Like, and they turn out to have some of the best storytelling. So
yeah, 100%. And this, absolutely agree with this. I think I've said pretty much every week how much I keep falling in love with like the way it's like the painted backgrounds, like the concept art come to life feel, like just stunning. Because this is much more like in line with like Tales, isn't it, rather than Clone Wars or Bad Batch?
Yeah.
I think
I guess it's closest. I mean, again, it just takes on every time they visit a new project, they just add something else to it. I think in many ways, like was it Into the Spider-Verse? That movie really showed what you could do with animation, and then the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated movie as well recently. Like, I mean, the movie itself might not be for everyone, but the animation style, like, just gets you thinking outside the box a bit. Like,
that's the thing. There is still so much you can do with animation, and the other thing is, but more importantly, when you take your time with it and don't rush it to meet deadlines. But what would be, if you had to give it out of 10, what would you give the Maul series?
I think I gave those first 2 episodes a 9, and I think overall it's up there 8 or 9 for the whole series. I don't know what I would have wanted to see more. I could have done without Dryden Voss. I didn't need Dryden Voss coming to their aid, but I guess someone needed to come to their aid. He hasn't won me over yet. But,
He's not really won you over. Not by
I think. That was a bit of a long list for a set. Nice.
That is what I was going for. Yeah, it's because brilliant. I have the one of the only 5 remaining music channels on quite a lot during the day, and that was on.
Oh, fair enough.
And Royston, 100% on that comment. Like, yes,
they have absolutely. A more consistent team, I think, in animation. Don't they? I think they must do. Whereas, and I know they're inviting directors and all sorts, but like the movies, it's pretty much let people pitch their ideas and see what sticks. And obviously, they got off to a silly start with the movies with Force Awakens, but it was a safe start, and then they kind of needed just to they needed to get their investment back as quickly as possible, which is why the sequel trilogy happened. Take that out of it, and I think they've had more hits than misses. So yeah.
Certainly agree. So it was a bit of a slice of stuffy. That's fair enough. I do get that. I think as well, like the other thing I really liked about it is because obviously, like I said, grew up in the 90s. Like I was born in 1990. I was 9 when episode 1 came out. Yada yada yada. Everyone knows this. But a lot of my stuff for Star Wars when I was a kid, I loved hearing, like reading the books, because things like Tales from the Cantina or Tales from Jabba's Palace, I really liked hearing what was going on with random little characters. Like, because the world, I don't think the only other sort of experience I had with a world feeling so big was Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit books when I was a kid.
Sure.
And then I didn't have that sort of space feeling thing. And then Star Wars was huge. And then feeling like, but hearing all those little stories of other people in the background and all those little aliens and what do they do? What's that thing? What's that vehicle? What does that do? Just made it feel so much more alive and bigger. So I think what's nice for me in the open, like, because I see what Dean's saying about it took 2 episode 5 to put you in when the Inquisitors show up, because like, I guess it's probably the same for a lot of people because they know the Inquisitors. I quite like starting with new characters that I don't know, because I like it feels like a fresh perspective. Like, ooh, who are these? What are they doing? What are they doing? The fact that this planet has like an actual police force, like we're in a police precinct. How cool is that? It's like there's detectives. Oh my god, there's like an actual like, and the droid acts like it's a human with a fake coffee mug. And what's going on with that? Like my brain goes into like overdrive, and I just love seeing it all.
You needed to get to know the world that they were all living in at this point in time, like, and to introduce virtually all new characters apart from a handful, basically. We can't say we really knew the Inquisitors outside of their cameos in previous series. So like we know Maul, we know Vader at the end, but like everyone else is kind of fresh and new. Where was I going to go with that? I can't remember. Sorry. Like you say, the expanded storytelling, like you say, like the things that fascinated you were those little side characters, and again, a lot of that comes from the action figure line. I'm going to use this as a segue into our wish list, but like this is what Star Wars fans love in the storytelling, but as collectors, like we want those niche little cantina aliens or the blinking you're missing guy walking through the streets of Mos Eisley. Like this is why we build our world out from a 375 perspective anyway, the world building line. So with that said, let's get into our action figure segment then. So Maul the small things, what are your small action figure wish lists from these last 2 episodes, if there's anyone left?
Maul the small things. One's gonna annoy Dave that I'm about to say, because I think from a 375 perspective, I think I've covered pretty much all the characters I want to cover between us. I think we've covered all the mains.
Yeah.
I think this would be a good time to get an updated Dryden Voss. Because
I know we haven't had one yet.
Was there not like a basic 5 points of articulation?
We've never had Dryden Voss.
What?
But he came out in Black Series and is probably still available somewhere on pegs somewhere. But like, no, never had him in 375.
Well, that's just inherently wrong. So there you go. Actually, I stand by my. I take back my. You might be offended by this because Dryden Voss should be made as a figure. That's my pick for this episode. Dryden bloody Voss.
Cool. I wrote down a list of 5 characters. I'll choose 2 of them.
Whoa. You had 5.
I picked 5 characters that I have not picked in previous episodes that made it this far. But
let's hear all 5.
I'll list them, but I don't necessarily want them. No, we didn't, Roy. Yeah, we have not had Dryden Voss. We had Kira. We had the Pike, one of the Pikes from it. We had some of the Solo, like on Kessel and that. But yeah, same BS wave as Admiral Holdo. Yeah, and that was a BS wave. You're quite right. If they'd done them in 375, they'd have sold really well. Okay. Well, the 5 characters that I could think of that we haven't talked about yet. Dryden was top of the list. Vader, because you can always put Vader out. Rook Cast finally made my list, and then the 2 Lawson and his son Wiley. I think they're the only ones that I could think of that I hadn't listed out previously. Out of those 5, I don't know. I'd probably go Dryden and Rook Cast. I was hoping Rook Cast would have a stronger role at the end. I thought she'd go. I wanted to see something more from the Mandalorians. Like, considering they seemed, I only thought she had 2 going into like episodes 1 and 2. But every time we see them in another scene, there's another one and another one. Like, yeah.
Was it 3 that die on the ship when they betray?
Yeah.
And then
at least 3 of them in this week's episodes, because 2 of them die.
Yeah.
On the Bog of Eternal Stench, and then one of them goes with her out into the wilderness and gets owned by Vader.
Who will forever be known as the Randalorian. The Randalorian. Would you? Yes, 100% yes. Yes, 1,000 times yes. That's such a good idea.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
such a good idea.
Absolutely.
JB1, we'll talk to Steve. Dave.
Did they do that with Black Series? Did his scars do his scars change on the Black Series version? Do we know? JB1, you're a 6-inch collector, I think, aren't you? So yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it'd be nice to do something or like with heat or something. But yeah. Oh, there you go. My scale did.
Wow.
Well, la-di-da.
Fighting words. The only thing is,
you guys gonna help
he can actually rap. So,
who was your second pick?
Was Riley.
Riley. Okay. Yeah.
The only thing is, though, as a joke, I put Riley and then I put in brackets Tron gear.
Right. Okay. I was in his PE kit.
Yeah, because his PE kit was basically original Tron outfit. He was basically the Tron guy.
Give him his stick. Give him his lacrosse stick. Okay.
No, but joke aside, like I just a Riley figure would be cool because it's part of the crew. But I just think I just really liked that Tron. Definitely, the more I thought about it, the more I'm certain it was a OG Tron reference. Yeah. You're not wrong, Dean.
Yeah. Oh,
you got away with the 5 as well, by the way, because one week you went super cheeky and you put a vehicle in.
No. I'm not having all 5. I literally just listed what characters have we not had yet. I will pick out of those 5 Dryden and Rookcast. I don't think Isla really earned it on the strength of those episodes, but we don't have a Dryden and Rookcast is no longer around. So, and I held off putting her in until now. Lawson and Riley, I'm not bothered about. And Vader, you can put out any time. Like Vader is an evergreen character. Just stick him on a new card back, and away we go. Yeah, I buy it on clearance team. We've got a few TVC members in the group. Yeah, which is.
I'd buy that for $1. We should get like little sound bite type things. We should get one of those, like, like the radio DJs had like the soundboards, just the little clips.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll up our production values for the next series. Maybe.
Yeah, if you get enough people to watch us, we can actually have a studio, and then and we can be like those weird podcasters who always just sit slightly at an angle on the couch. Yeah, Dave. Blah 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 blah. Podcast stuff. At least But if we ever get to the point where we're ever looking at a Star Wars figure and we start doing this.
Oh, look who you've got there.
Oh yeah, it's the I still haven't bloody filmed the Baru video. It's still.
Oh yeah, you were going to do that this weekend.
I was going to, and I just didn't have time. I could have done that instead of watching Star Wars, but I felt like I should be watching Star Wars. I mean, I actually ended May the 4th. This is how un-Star Wars I had the 2 films. I watched them all 2 films. What else did we watch? We watched, and I started off my morning after the Maul episodes with a bowl, breakfast, which was a waffle, 2 waffles turned into a TIE fighter with a stick going through an Oreo to make a TIE fighter.
Yeah.
And then, we ate that watching an episode of the original Ewoks cartoon because, morning cartoons.
Yeah. Then
it was obviously Solo and Empire, but in the evening, I went to a the 40th anniversary showing of Highlander. The Odeon, for some reason, for one night only, had Highlander 40th anniversary on May the 4th. No Star Wars films.
Yeah,
but I hadn't seen Highlander before. I've seen bits of it, but I was like, this is a good opportunity to watch it. So I did end May the 4th weirdly watching There Can Be Only One. Very nuts film. Maybe that's exactly why there can only be one night.
Very cool. Roy, yes, sorry, man. I promise you, we did talk about it on the second week, but the technical difficulties we had, there is a really, really cool Easter egg in episodes 1 and 2 where the destruct alarm from Alien. Sorry, mate, you did send me it in the chat. I'm not in a position to put it on screen, I'm afraid, but it's a really cool, it's a really neat Easter egg. And I haven't seen, I don't know if Screen Crush mentioned it or anything, because they normally do Easter eggs, but I haven't seen anyone else mention it. That's a
So
really cool.
you heard it here first.
Yeah.
From Roy. I've got to say it like that. It was Ruddy Roy. Two Boots and Roy on an adventure.
Well, we'll see more Two Boots maybe next season as well.
We will. But maybe he'll give himself a new nickname because he's no longer got his boots. Was he wearing the boots? Did he get the boots on the way out? Maybe. Maybe he'll get himself a pair of new boots on. As I think someone else said that in the comments, didn't they? New boots.
Yeah. New boots for Two Boots.
New boots for Two Boots. And he'll be like, "These are my outlaw boots. That's my new name. Outlaw boots. Thug boots." That's what it's actually just a pair of Ugg boots, but like with chains around the top. It's like, yeah, thug boots. I'm a ruddy outlaw now. Come on, Lawson. Tiny Lawson, sorry.
Oh, dude, we've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. Everyone in the chat, thank you for sticking with us. We'll just do some, we'll wrap up in a couple of minutes. We've got a lot going on in May. Like we've got a bloody movie coming out like this month, which is not you and me, but like, yeah, Star Wars back on the big screen, which is really, really cool. What have you done?
I've started a revolution.
Oh, mate, thanks guys for sticking with us, and for the last few weeks as well. I know some of you have been with us on every week, so it's been really cool hanging out with you guys, chatting with with my mate on screen, and chatting with you guys in the comments as well. It's been real fun. Ryan, is there anything you want to sign off with? Is there anything you want to plug, or you up to much this week? You doing anything Star Warsy or non-Star Warsy? And
no. I'm terrible.
Ryan speaks keep for more of this sort of content.
I did think to myself, we're not going to be doing this every Wednesday now, and now that's going to be the end of my regular content until I can finally get this mess sorted out and actually start filming some videos and film this bloody Baru video, which I will. Do you know what? There you go. I'll plug that. I'm filming the Baru video this week. It will be out by this time, by next Wednesday. There we go. I've set myself a deadlock.
I might have said this last week or not. I can't remember, but I managed. I did spend a little bit of time around yours the other week, and I got to see your room. And my God, man, like it's an Aladdin's cave in there. Like there is just so much, like to just like it's like a sensory overload. Like it's brilliant, but like you could spend just a lot of time on one single shelf before they're moving on to something else. And like, yeah, it's really good. So yeah, get some bloody content out, man. Because like,
all right, yes, Dad, God.
And you did inspire me with my cardboard backdrops as well. Like,
yes, I am so glad to see how they came out
just yet. So yeah, so I went and got some coloured card from Hobbycraft. Spent the bank holiday weekend cutting it down to size and sticking it all on. So thanks for the inspiration on that, man. It's really cool.
You're welcome. And I would also say thank you for the reverse inspiration, because I don't know why I didn't think of getting bigger card rather than just lots of sheets of small card that I've painstakingly blue tacked together. And I told you, I was like, oh, they're pretty sure they do it in different sizes. Why I didn't think to get it in other sizes, I don't know. So fans helping fans.
Oh, guys, follow Ryan Speaks Geek. If you're not already doing, if you haven't liked this video and you're still watching, just drop us a like. That would really help that as well. But thank you so much for joining us on this ride. I've had such a good time, not just with the show, but again with my mates. And yeah, thank you so much. We'll be back. We will be back. We'll do a Mando review or reaction for sure. Like, yeah, we've got to, haven't we, really?
And also, if there's anything you guys want us to do, let us know, because we are very happy to take discussions for talking points. So if you guys have got an idea for an episode for us to do, let us know, because we will oblige.
Absolutely.
Except for Black Series Joby one, just saying. So yeah, I think that about wraps it up for today, Dave.
They didn't all die, Dave.
They're not all dead, Dave. Some of them are dead, not dead, Dave.
All right, man. No, it's fun.
So I've been Ryan Speaks Geek.
I've been David the Dead. Thanks for watching,
David
guys.
Dead.
See
Keep
you guys
375 alive.
375 alive, talking things they love, talking of the toys from the stars above. Join Dave of the Dead and Ryan Speaks Geek as they keep 375 alive.